What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is part 2 of the What Would I Change About Dokkan Battle series. Now, there are a couple things that I want to get out of the way before we get started. But first, go ahead and smash that like button if you want Dokkan Battle to change for the better. And be sure to subscribe if you're enjoying my content. Click that notification bell because apparently YouTube doesn't tell anybody anything unless you do so. Without further ado, today's topic, we're going to be talking about the general grind of the game. And where this is a gacha game, if you are determined to be free to play, you are going to be grinding this game all the time. And it's kind of a chore, in my opinion. There's a whole lot of stuff that you need to get done all the time, and there are ways to definitely make that better. So we're going to talk about that today. To some depth, and again, I'm just gonna get this out of the way early. There's gonna be a lot of comparison made to Bleach Brave Souls in this video just because they do some of these things a lot better. Now, when I make these thumbnails, I'm trying to do so in like a Dragon Ball Z related way, obviously, because that's what we're talking about. So in the comment section, you tell me what kind of like super attack pose you want me to take in the next thumbnail, and whatever I see the most is what I'll try to do. I think that if I got everything right, today should be kind of like a Final Flash type thing, but just let me know what you want to see and I'll do my best to make it happen. Now let's just get right into this, guys. The first thing that is the problem with the current grind of the game is how stamina works. It's great when stamina is on that 3-minute counter. Everybody loves that. I don't care who you are. When you're getting stamina back at a rate of 1 per 3 minutes instead of 1 per 5, everybody's happy. But we could do it better, guys. If you have not played Bleach Brave Souls, you get these things called soul tickets, and that's effectively your stamina. You start with 25 of them at the beginning of the day, and they take 15 minutes to respawn or whatever. And that's, I mean, that kind of stinks, right? Like, one stamina ticket, 15 minutes, like, are you serious? But here's the thing, guys. You don't need to be doing a whole lot of stuff in Bleach Brave Souls in order to awaken characters, get orbs, aka Dragon Stones, or any of that. Like, it's a lot more consolidated. It's a lot easier to make happen. It's a lot easier to get done. So I'm not saying necessarily that we would want to switch over to like a stamina ticket or like an energy bar type of system. If you've played Dragon Ball Legends, they use an energy bar system, though I think that their reserve like energy tank mechanic is really, really cool. We'll talk about that later. I think that there is just a way to do it better. The thing that makes the grind in Bleach Brave Souls so much easier is that you can do what I like to call bundled attempts. So you can use 5 of your tickets at once to go and do a stage. You go do the stage 1 time, but you get the result of completing it 5 times. Imagine, if you will, that instead of going into the Ultra Instinct Goku event and spending your 25 stamina and doing it once and getting 7 of the medals to awaken UI Goku or any of the other units that got awakenings with that event, going in, spending 25 stamina, and getting 35 medals instead. Pretty cool, right? And why would we be spending 25 stamina for 5 attempts instead of for 1? It's because we would adjust the stamina cost, guys. Stamina for Dokkan events, the things that you need to do in order to advance your units to continue enjoying the game, cost too much, in my opinion. I think that 25 stamina is a lot. I think that 25 stamina is appropriate for getting the medals and dupes for the free LRs. Like the Tech Super Saiyan Goku, the Strength Frieza, and eventually the AGL Trunks that are coming to Global. I think that 25 stamina is fine for that. I do think that there are some modifications that need to be made to that whole situation in general. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I think that overall stamina requirements for Dokkan events need to come down. We need to be able to do them multiple times without having to sit and do them multiple times. Because it's not like these events take 5 minutes every time. I mean, I can go in with my Patara team, with my 100% LR Vegito, with my 79% LR Goku Black. Like, I could even throw the LR Vegito Blue on the team, but I'm using my, 79% or 89%, sorry, Tech Vegito Blue instead. And I know that I'm kind of like flexing on you guys a little bit, and I'm sorry about that kind of, but the event's still gonna take me 20 minutes because I have to wait for all these transformations, I have to let UI Goku attack me a whole bunch of times, and I just kind of have to sit there and do that. And if I have to, like, the only thing besides the fact that I need to grind out his super attack that's keeping me from awakening my newly acquired Ultra Instinct Goku is the fact that I'm gonna have to sit through that event 11 times. That's like if it takes me 20 minutes and we're doing that 11 times, it's about 200 minutes. It's almost 4 hours worth of gameplay. If we could bundle attempts and do more than one at a time and have the stamina cost come down, so it's not like, oh, well, you want to get 5 medals? Well, there's all your stamina for the day. It's ridiculous, come on. I think that that would be a big improvement to the game, and it would get us to be doing like the new like end game content that they want us to be playing, right? They wouldn't release new stuff if they didn't want us playing it. To be doing this new content sooner. Now, one of the other things that I've got a huge gripe with is the potential orb system. And I know that the update that we got to the orb system lately has been great. It's so much easier to awaken units, and we have lately with these Extreme Z Awakening events that don't have units associated with them, but with these Extreme Z battles, we have been showered with orbs, and that's awesome. We need stuff like that to continue, but I think that there need to be some general changes to how the orb events work. I think that they need to be available all the time, in general. Like, I'm fine with the Monday AGL, Tuesday Technique, Wednesday Intelligence, Thursday Strength, Friday Physical. I'm fine with that. If you want to keep doing that on a schedule, Bandai, please continue. But make them repeatable. Make them have bundled attempts, like we were just talking about with Dokkan events. People want to awaken units, and they don't want to, if you're playing on global, they don't want to spend money in the peel-off trove every time that they're short on orbs. That's stupid, that's nonsense, it's a money grab, and you know it. Make those events available all the time. On the weekends, just give us the, like, pick a path and go for it and complete it, just like we were doing with the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force is a great example of what you should be doing with all of the other orb events. Bandai, get with it. Follow your own model and update your shit. And on the note of things that need to be available all the time, make the Hercule World Tournament a repeatable thing. Like, we get it, you don't want to be giving us everything all the time, but we're still spending stamina to do it, we're still playing the game, which is what you want. And this is just coming from a guy that's having really hardcore Zenny problems right now. Not in real life I'm fine, but in Dokkan Battle, I am so out of my mind in the red with Zenny. It's a problem. Like, I don't even think that I can awaken all of the units that I've recently gotten because I don't have enough Zenny to awaken and then train them. I put so much time into the game, guys. Like, I play this game at work when I'm not doing anything else, like my job, obviously. I'm gonna bring a little bit of the next episode in just to this because it's applicable, right? On top of the fact that we need a better in general way to get training items, like, I don't know, making the Turtle School training event available every day, repeatable, not just making that a once-a-day thing. The once-a-day things, that's gotta stop. That needs to go away. Nobody likes that. If we could, I know, if I got a like on this video, for every person that plays Dokkan Battle that wishes that even just the hidden potential orb stages were available throughout the entire day and not just a once per day thing, I'd have 250 million likes on this video. Now, just on the note of hidden potential and super attacks, right? The things that people have to grind the hardest for, okay? Just as an example, I recently pulled Ultra Instinct Goku. I have nothing for Kai's right now. Like, I'm gonna hope that I get a decent amount from doing the Jiren event, and I'm gonna hope that those 30% Kai's do something for me, but I'm not gonna rely on that, because relying on that would be relying on RNG to be in my favor, and while it usually is, I can't count on that all the time. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to grind out the physical Ultra Instinct Gokus from the Tournament of Power events and hope that I get enough copies of him, I get enough of his medals to awaken him to Ultra Instinct, and I have enough Zenny to train all of them into my Intelligence Ultra Instinct Goku and get his super attack to 10. Can I do it? Yes. Am I gonna like doing it? No. Here's how we could make something like that better. Let's say that you have a unit, right? We have Goku, parentheses, Ultra Instinct Omen, whatever it actually says on the card. And we have all of these other SR or SSR Gokus that can't be done, like there's nothing that can be done with them, right? They're out of the meta, they're so invalid, they don't do anything for you unless you're a brand new player and you really need to have like a mono-type team in order to clear something. So you can take this one STR Goku, awaken him to SSR, and hope that he does some work for you. That's like the best case scenario that you can do with some of these units, guys, because nothing gets done with them after they fall out of the meta. So what I would be suggesting would be, instead of having just the one experience bar, right? Because you have the one experience bar that dictates how high your character's level gets. We need 2 more experience bars. We need a super attack experience bar and a potential experience bar. I'm gonna talk about these a lot more in depth in the next video. The idea is that any unit can feed into the super attack bar. Units that have the same name get a bonus to that super attack bar, and then units that share the same exact card, right? So like UI Goku, that's a 100% match, obviously if they're matching types. But something like the physical Ultra Instinct Goku getting put into the Intelligence Ultra Instinct Goku would do something like raise 1 level of the bar 75% of the way. That way it's not, well, I better grind out 30 of this unit to make sure that I'm gonna get this to 10, even if every single activation at 50% isn't actually a 50% chance. When it comes to the potential experience bar, that would be getting into the 4 paths, and that would be assuming that we don't change something with how the potential system works overall. If you look at the soul tree from Bleach Brave Souls, which I have to slow down when I say it, otherwise it comes out not right. But if you look at that, you get access to the entire soul tree as soon as you've ascended the character 4 times. And how many, like, what is 100% divided by 4? 25. So if you apply the same logic to the hidden potential system in Dokkan Battle, what we'd be looking at is that if you can raise this experience bar a total of 4 times, that would give you access to all 4 paths, and then you're good. Pretty solid, right? I think that might be a pretty big improvement, and like I said, like the super attack, hidden potential thing, I'm gonna talk about a whole lot more in the next video, guys. But this one was all about the grind and how tedious it is, and how it desperately needs some sort of update. Just to kind of run through some of the things that I think as far as like a stage need to be updated, Training in the Clouds needs an additional difficulty. The first one is great for getting characters from like level 1 to 20, or for, you know, raising the level of R rarity characters, which there are a couple that you could do that with and not be horrifically judged. But let's think about how we actually go about raising levels for other characters. It all comes down to training items and training locations, and that's really the only option, and we don't have a whole lot of options to get a whole lot of that stuff in general, right? Like, there's no easy way to get a whole lot of training items right off the bat. There's no easy way to get a whole lot of training locations right off the bat, and there's no easy way beyond having those to raise the level of a character multiple times. In Bleach Brave Souls, like I said, guys, I'm sorry, I have to talk about this game because of the big differences between the two and how much better this game treats its players. There's a stage that comes around and comes live every 3 hours. It is live for an hour. And what you can do on this stage is you don't even have to take a good team into it, guys. Like, you could literally take 3 trash level 1 characters into this stage and you can clear it, okay? And you can do the bundled attempts. So you can spend 5 tickets to do this and get the result 5 times. And not only is the experience and Zenny gain from that stage absolutely ridiculous. And just to give you a comparison, guys, getting a character to max level in Bleach Brave Souls, which if you watch the last video, you'll know gives you summoning materials, but getting them to like max potential awakening costs like maybe 45,000 Zenny and like the items that you need to get. And like every run you do through this stage gets you at least like 10. But you can complete this stage, you can get characters from level 1 to level 100 real quick. Just doing that, right? Like okay, cool, it comes around for an hour. I'm gonna take 10 minutes, I'm gonna run the stage 5 times, and I'm gonna get my characters to level 100, and I'm gonna get a whole bunch of orbs for it too, so cool, thanks. Thanks, K-Labs, you care. And this is just something that's available. It's just something that you can do every day if you want to. You can literally sit there with your entire character list. You can train these characters up to max level. One of the other things that you get from completing this level is training items of all varieties. They have small, medium, and large experience crystals, and you get all of those by completing the hardest difficulty, which isn't that hard. You also get these 4-star cones, and it's not like a cone. It's like a teddy bear thing. If you watch Bleach, you know. But you get a bunch of those too, and what you can do with those cards is you can feed them into other cards to max out their ascension level so that you can awaken them 100%, guys. It's just so much easier to complete the grind. Maybe what I'll do if this series starts to gain the traction that I'm hoping is that I can live stream some of the Bleach Brave Souls, and I know that you guys want to watch me live stream Dokkan Battle a lot more than you want to watch me live stream Bleach. But I think the point needs to be illustrated. I really think that it needs to be brought completely and totally forward just how big a difference there is between these two games and how much Bandai really needs to look at their competition. Like really look at it and say, how do we keep ourselves relevant when we're compared to this game? Because if you were just looking for something to do, you're just looking to play a game in your free time, on your phone, and the difference between Bleach and Dragon Ball Z is a non-issue, right? I personally like Dragon Ball Z more than I like Bleach, which is why this channel is focused on Dragon Ball Z content. If I didn't enjoy playing Dokkan Battle as much as I do, I would just play Bleach because I don't have to spend money on Bleach to get what I want. I can just play the game, and the game gives me the materials that I need to do summons, to get accessories, to do all the things to max out a character. They exist within the game. They do not require me to pull out my wallet at all. At the end of the day, more of a focus on the player experience and what the player is going to go through when they play these kinds of games is what makes the difference. If you're not having a good time playing a game, you're not going to keep playing the game. I know I personally enjoy playing Dark Souls. I know so many people that have died the first 5 times playing Dark Souls and are like, nope, that's it, I'm done. Because they don't enjoy that, right? That is what Bandai needs to really, like, get it through your heads, guys. The player experience is more important in the long run. It's going to keep your game more relevant. It's going to make your game better. It's going to make your fan base more loyal. It's how you build a brand loyalty anyway. If you don't focus on your player experience, eventually people are going to be like, wow, I'm really fucking sick of this shit. I'm out. I'm going to go play a different game. Eventually that's what's going to happen. I know so many people who after 3 years who did not get what they wanted, who got shafted. Hashtag shafted. They quit playing the game. They were like, I spent $300 on this game. I didn't pull anything that I wanted. I bought all of my sale stones. I did all of this, all of that, and I got crap. So I'm done. I'm out. See you later. Selling my account. Bye. That's not what you want. We know that's not what you want. So listen. That's the entire video. Sorry if I went on a little bit of a rant there. This is just something that I'm passionate about, guys. I design tabletop games, which is something that we can talk about in a different video or maybe on a live stream or something like that. I designed all sorts of different games. I think about this shit constantly. Like game balance, player experience, how do I make a good game? And I'm not saying Bandai hire me. I don't have like a degree in this or anything, but you know, I know what I'm talking about in general, and I know that if even half of the changes that I suggest through this entire series get taken into consideration and implemented, your players are going to be a lot happier. So, D-Proc Nation, you guys are awesome. Thank you for checking out the video. If this is your first time stopping by and you've enjoyed kind of like my rant and the ideas that I have and you want to see more of that, smash the like, subscribe, notification bell. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.